And a huge shout out to AC Infinity for sponsoring today's video. If you're looking for some high-tech quality equipment for your tent, check out ACinfinity.com. Whether it's their clip-on fans, the Gen 2s, their air circulation systems, or their lights, check them out at ACinfinity.com. Use promo code PIGEONS420. You're going to save a few dollars off at checkout. You're going to help support the show, and you're going to get yourself some quality equipment. Also, a huge shout out to Seedsman. If you're looking for some quality genetics from a quality place, check out Seedsman. Use promo code PIGEONS420. They're working with some of the best breeders in the game to hook you up with quality genetics. Check them out. Use promo code PIGEONS420 and thank them both for sponsoring today's video.
What's up? What's up? I'll tell you what's up. Spider Farmer's Supplemental Light Series now at spider-farmer.com. Go check them out, including the Glow R40. Get yourself some supplemental lights, whether it's UVA, UVB. Go check them out. You might not be getting all the spectrum that you need for your plants, but now you can with the Sup series. Go to spider-farmer.com. Use promo code PIGEONS420. You'll save a few dollars off at checkout. You'll get some supplemental lighting, and you will be growing some incredible herb. Use promo code PIGEONS420. spider-farmer.com. Set yourself up right, and you won't be disappointed.
She's gonna love you. Yeah, I'm gonna love you. She's gonna love you. Yeah, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you, babe. Cross my heart and hope to die.
How you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. Thanks for all the kind words.
Ah, bro, it's an absolute pleasure, man. I'm a huge fan, and I'm absolutely delighted that you would come and have a conversation with me. So thank you, bro. It's easy to say kind things. It's easy to say kind things. I would love for you to let the chat know, let everybody know who are you, and what do you do?
So I go by Liger420 online. My content is structured around the WeTube space, the WeTube community. You can find me doing, documentaries, covering stories, covering news, doing tier lists, doing icebergs, all kinds of stuff involving the community.
Bro, I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Your style of the voiceover on your videos where you're just gaming, throwing in your opinion, that is genius to me. That's genius. Yeah. I think that's like Xcode A style of genius. Was there any inspiration there?
I did watch Xcode A, but it wasn't like my main inspiration when getting into the WeTube space. When I first started watching like WeTube content, it was Eric Connell was first coming up. There was this guy named Indicate. He's not around no more, but he was coming up. Mr. TC was coming up. Dope as Yola was coming up. And those were like, that was my generation of content creators in the space. That's why that's what made me want to become a WeTuber, you could say.
How long have you been going?
Doing content?
Yeah.
It's coming up to 2 years now.
And have you always done just weed content?
Yeah, I've never like in the past, when you're in high school, you have like a little like gaming YouTube channel you upload your clips to. But besides that, I've never actually like done YouTube besides this.
Man, that's awesome, bro. That's awesome.
Yeah.
For like when you post a video, you get some pretty incredible views, man.
I know it does really good.
It's clear that the content is accepted, like people enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, no, it's drama. Everybody likes. I mean, like even though it's like kind of bad to say, everybody likes watching drama. It's just kind of how it is. Like, I'm like not like in the space. I like watching drama about other spaces, like the gaming space. Even like not the WeTube space, but the weed space in general. Just I like watching drama content, so I understand why it does so well.
100%. Yeah, I'm exactly the same. When it comes to content right now, I'm whether it's you name the controversy, you name the drama. I know exactly what's going on. I love it.
Yeah.
I just love it. I think you're right. People are attracted to that kind of content. People are attracted to.
I mean,
It's like,
I'm the nosy neighbor type. Like I'm gonna look out the window to see what's happening. You know.
you know what? I don't think that's nosy. I think it's keeping I said it, like keeping your finger on the pulse.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I think what's nosy is when someone has something that's not news related, and maybe and we're just trying to push our way into it. Maybe, I don't know. I guess there's stuff that's newsworthy, and then maybe there's just personal stuff that isn't. You know,
Yeah. No. 100%.
I never want to be a paparazzi.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. They're gonna be hounding people for stories.
Yeah,
Like that stuff is. I mean, like like Keemstar. He's like the news guy of the internet. He's like, I mean, he does okay, but he is known for being a paparazzi type guy, hounding at stories, pushing for stories to happen. But I mean, it does good, so he has an incentive to do it.
yeah. Keemstar is the same thing. You're 100% right. He's definitely found the niche there, and the thing is like, he's not the only one. You have the Scarce.
Yeah, Scares.
He was big. You got Philip DeFranco. You got so many people that are cover. Oh, the door's squeaking. So many people that are covering this kind of content, and and they are making it. They're doing it. What was your biggest video?
It's covering this overall story of how Drew is sharing. He's a UK VTuber. It's just covering his story, how he was a 13-year-old kid making content on YouTube, then transitioned into making weed content, and now he's the biggest biggest UK VTuber of all time.
Yeah, he's huge. And then it's Vincent Weed right after him, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, real cool. They're real close, but they're both incredible dudes. I've actually I've sat down and spoken with Drew, and I've sat down and spoken with Vince, and they're both really great. Oh, wait a second. I'm sorry. Vince is in Germany, and Drew is in England. Yeah. That's my bad. No, that's my bad. I forgot. So yeah. Vince is ruling Germany in the weed game, and
I know recently Drew went to Amsterdam. That's where he's been making a lot of his content recently. Like he got a place out there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and it's been banging content. He's been there a long time, making some great content. Yeah,
I know.
It's been wonderful to see, man. Like when I started making content, it was when I started making CANNA content, it was 2014. And I started blogging first, and that is kind of where, for at least me, that's where CANNA content started. It was all blog style. Everything was written down. When you transition to the YouTube version of everything, it was people with their Motorola flip phones, and they were trying to capture the plant in horrible lighting, flickering lights, and that was CANNA content.
Yeah, no, that,
yes, and
the OG's uploading random, just random 1-minute, 2-minute clips of them taking random, rips or, dabs, black BHO, 2-gram dabs, Yeah.
That's exactly, and it progressed into that. It was kind of timid. It was like how to roll a joint, how to roll a tulip. These kind of simple things, and then yes, it evolved into people taking huge dabs, and that's where the personalities started to come out, where people were kind of relatable, and people could watch them and kind of connect with them, and it was a different time. And then to see where it's kind of evolved to from then to now has been amazing. It's been amazing, and that's where over the last few years, I've been talking about the direction of CANNA content and how this would kind of be the next form of it. And it's so awesome to see, and you're killing it. You're killing it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love it. Where do you source out the majority of your information, like platforms or?
It's really everywhere, honestly. Like it can be Twitter, it can be Instagram, it can be, Reddit, it can be YouTube comments, it can be anything. Like a lot of times now, like like earlier in my, making YouTube videos, I had to find that stuff all on my own. But now that I've gotten my name out a little bit and people know me as like kind of a news guy, they'll at me and they'll send stuff to me like this morning, like when like the whole Matthias stuff was happening, like I got woke up to that because my phone was blowing up because people were sending me all the stuff that was getting posted on that Hetty account.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes people just send stuff to me, but it's really just all over the place where I find my stuff.
I'm pretty much the same way. Same way. It's I do find like X, Twitter, is where I get a lot of it, because I feel like that's where the majority of people have the ability to kind of put in to the pot of information. It can be difficult to kind of like flush through it. Like today, for example, trying to get through the story with Matthias was nuts. Trying to, because of course I watched you. I honestly, I think you and I were hustling at the exact same time, because I didn't see any of your stuff. So it must have been just be posting right at the exact same time as I was.
Yeah, no, I got woke up and I was like on go time. I got running the studio, started recording, looking into stuff, and yeah, it was a hectic morning.
Yeah, I believe it, man. I believe it. And the thing is that's just it. It's like, if you want to get the story out and you want to get it out responsibly, because you don't want to do anyone justice, particularly when we're talking about this kind of we got to be very careful, because I know you got a little heat, and I say this as someone who got heat in my video as well.
Yeah.
For doing the video, and I'll say right now, clip it and ship it, baby. You didn't say anything that wasn't factual and proven.
Exactly.
So, and
people in the comments they're fuming, dude. I mean, like, I don't want to say it's understandable, but like, it's Matthias fans that have been watching him since 2015, 2016, and they're just stuck on it. Like, I don't know what to say to them, to be honest with you.
I don't either, and quite frankly, it's like I try not to engage. I say everything that I needed to say while I was live, or while I said the video. Some people bring up some good points, right? Yeah. I often, you'll put out a video and then you'll be able to get like a source of like another story related, or so on and so forth. I do appreciate that. Yeah. But no, I don't appreciate anyone who is
just denying the facts.
Their sympathy. They're victim sympathizers. And I don't fox with that, man. I don't fox with that. There's some pretty clear-cut lines, and I'll play by those lines.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. When you do, because we do this kind of content, and maybe I'll let you speak on this, but maybe it's a little different for you. But because this isn't the main focus of my channel. In fairness, if somebody asks me what the focus of my channel is, I might stumble with that today in this day and age, to be specific. But because I focus more on growing and gardening style,
that's how I found here.
Adding in, okay, thank you, exactly. Trying to add in this other element of content and conversation, I've found has provided a lot of backlash. Not backlash, but a little bit of resentment maybe. Yeah. That people are like, this isn't a conversation that I want to have. I didn't come for this. And I think it's they're valid. I'm not saying they're wrong. Do you find that you get any backlash, or like how is the backlash? That's all I'm trying to say.
Mostly it's kind of cool. It's just like bigger people in the community. Like it's like, it depends, like who you're, like it really just depends on the side you are. Like, even though when you're not trying to be on no one's side, people will take words, like little tiny words you say, and think that you're on the other person's side. Like a couple instances, like the Dope as Yola phase rain stuff. Like, I was trying to be as neutral as possible, but people were like thinking I was with Dope as Yola the whole time on his side. But I was just, I was talking to Rain at the same time, telling him I'll upload your videos, all that kind of stuff. I was giving him the same treatment I was giving Yola. And, some people just thought I was on Yola's side. And then, there's a bunch of other like Goblin, when I cover Goblin stories, if I'm ever against Goblin on something, the Goblin fans will be on my, stuff. But, usually it's pretty cool. Like usually people know what I do and people are usually pretty cool with it. Like I don't have a bunch of video out like if I went into my studio right now, I think my most disliked video, like the percentage is like 85%, which isn't bad.
Yeah. Quite frankly, I think that's the exact same as mine. Exact same as I think the biggest, like the most that I have, it's the THCA video that I have where I have an individual by the name of Gray Wolf. He's given an opinion on THCA, and it's a negative opinion, and people, but it's still a majority of likes, along with a few dislikes. Your community is always gonna fox with you, which is nice.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, of course, the motivation helps a ton, and so I'm glad to hear that with your style of content, you're not having that level of pushback.
Yeah, I mean,
it does happen a lot. It does happen a lot. And I'll upload I upload a video, and I see the subscribers go down, and then like for every subscriber you lose, you typically get 3 more. That's kind of how it goes. So it's like I'll see that like you lose 3, and then all of a sudden I'll wake up in the morning and I've boom, I'm like, wow, okay, I went up 15. So it's okay. It's okay. So I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. And when it comes to the FaZe Rain and the Yola story, bro, it was very easy to take sides, in my opinion. That's the hard thing. I'm very opinionated, and you do a much better job at keeping your opinion, subtle, if at all, And I think, and I'll just say this for what it's worth, I think putting your opinion in is important. I don't think...
Yeah, sometimes it is, 100%.
I think it's important to at least state where you sit on the situation, because people can connect and relate with that opinion. And I feel like that's where that relationship gets built in, where you're kind of building that community.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah. I try to, fuck, I just took a bong rip before.
Bro, it's okay. I was literally just about to do the same thing, G. Honestly, I don't even remember what I asked you, man. I don't even remember. It doesn't even matter. What are you smoking on?
Actually, a little bit leftovers of my, I have like an eighth of it left of what I personally grown myself, actually, with some Mikey Mike.
Oh,
really good.
Oh, I didn't even know you grew, brother.
And my first grow ever. Well,
I'll be damned. Congratulations, bro.
Yeah,
bro.
No.
Where did you... I was gonna say, where'd you get the genetics? Because I'm always big the genetics.
These ones are from the California Seed Bank. I was actually given, they were given to me by Tim Brown. I'm not sure if you know him in the communities. One of the co-hosts of Park.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
He gave me he gave me a bunch of seeds, which were really goated, and the genetics were really good. Obviously, they're going to come out with different phenotypes, but they majority, 2 of the plants had a really good gassy smell to it, and a really strong diesel taste to it. And then one of them had a funky fruity smell. It was really good.
Bro, I'm so elated to hear that you had a successful harvest. Good for you. Did you do any kind of training, or did you just let it grow?
I did some training early on. I topped, obviously. I did a little bit of pulling up the branches to try to spread out and make them even a bit, but it wasn't nothing too crazy. I wasn't going overboard with I was kind of scared of breaking and bending stuff. And then I've heard stories about people taking duct tape and taping their plants back together and that kind of stuff.
It works. 100%. Yeah, 100%. Done it multiple times.
That's crazy.
Bro, you can have you ever heard of, here's a crazy one. Have you ever heard of grafting?
I have not. No.
It's the same process. Most of the time, people have heard it for like skin grafting. When you get in an accident, you like take part of your ass and they put it on your forearm or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do the same thing with plants. You can take like okay, well, I'm not a professional at it, but for the sake of my story, you can take a lemon tree and attach it to an oak tree just by cutting it and cutting both and inserting them, wrapping them to preserve moisture and allowing their hormones and science to occur in there. And you will have a lemon tree that grows out of the side of out of an oak tree. So when it comes to like snapping your plants in half, you can 100% just take a little bit of tape. My go-to is electrical tape because it's always around the house. Just wrap it up and most of the time, if it's not entirely snapped, you're probably
Yeah.
But you could totally.
That's crazy, actually. I've heard stories like, I've heard, watching, Mr. Grow It and, Canucks Grow. I've heard a few times of them talking about, making a joke about taping their plants. But I never took it serious. I thought they were actually just joking. But that's kind of crazy.
Yep, 100%. I almost do it every grow because my plants, I train them so rigorously that that I'm constantly twisting the branches, and when you twist the branches, they'll snap, and it happens, man. But man, going through a successful grow, then smoking it and liking it, good for you, man.
That was the best feeling. When we were tearing it, I was watching it closely and making sure there was no mold in there. That was my big thing was, once we got it like chopped and we got it dried and we were putting it in the jars, we put Bravo packs, like I think it was, I put them in like after a week, I think. But that first week I was watching it like crazy because I didn't want them to get mold in there. That would be the worst. My whole batch is gone because of mold.
Been there. Yeah.
That would suck. It would ruin my day. I would be pissed for the rest of the day.
Oh yeah. It might even last a couple days. Yeah. Because like the thing is when you're harvesting, typically you don't want it to be in so many containers. So I've probably molded for a quarter pound.
God damn.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, and it's very, very sad moments. But then again, that's why you try to break up and separate it when you're harvesting. Little nugs, medium nugs, fat nugs. The ones you're going to show your friends, the ones you're going to smoke right away, and then that way it like you never mold them all.
I see. That actually is now. I didn't have that many plants. I had 3, so I just separated them phenotypes. It worked out fine. Yeah, I mean, I think it was 2-ounce mason jars. I'm not 100% sure, but they were pretty big mason jars. They had some room at the top for air circulation, that kind of stuff, and it worked out all fine. Didn't have no mold issues. It went really well.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Hear that because honestly, the end could be the hardest. And that's where you go. You're right. You spend all that time working, slaving away, and then it goes down. Do you have any hopes of growing again?
We're actually, I recently bought some seeds from North Atlantic Co. I'm not sure if you probably know who they are.
No, say it again.
North Atlantic, I think it's called. Am I saying that right?
North Atlantic. Actually, I'm not familiar. Because I'm in Canada, and believe it or not, I don't always have my ear to the ground to all the genetics across the continent.
I bought. They're known in the U.S. They're a pretty big company out here, a pretty big seed bank, and I bought some. It's my first time. I wanted to try autos for the first time, so I got a pack of Gorilla Glue autos. I currently have them downstairs in the basement, germinating currently. So, hopefully it goes well.
Well, bro, of course, if you need anything, you let me know. You need anything?
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah. I have a really good AC. I got AC Infinity tent.
Smart.
I got Spider Farmer lights. They work really well. I do Gaia Green amendments. I can't get Gaia Green soil in the U.S. because of regulations, I guess. So I use something called pH. I'm not sure if you ever heard of it. It's very similar to Gaia Green with like the NPK ratio and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
The plants do really good with Gaia Green stuff, really well.
Gaia Green's fantastic. They've done incredible things over the last few years. Mr. Canuck Matt has done an incredible job at like blowing it up. Because
that's where I found it
those great
from.
plants. Yeah. I got to get you some stash blend, bro. I'll get you some stash blend. Yeah. And you'll be able to add it. I'm not 100% familiar with the Gaia Green regimen, but I'm pretty sure it shouldn't be an issue. But I'll make sure. I'll double check. I'll get you some. Yep, you'll be able to fit it in. There'll be something you'll be able to dial back, but yeah, we'll fit it in because I think you'll love it. It's a lot. It's really easy to use with it. So if it does go with it, it'd be really easy because they're both granulars, dry amendments, kind of just away you go. So
that sounds dope.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people say that like there's not much of a. I hear a lot of people say there's not much of a difference going organic or going nutrients based bottle based nutrients. I hear a lot of people say it really doesn't matter because you end up flushing it out anyways. But I don't know. When I look at natural grown organic plants, they just have a different look than stuff grown with bottled nutrients. They just kind of look different. The structure of the plant looks more natural. When I see it might be like PGR in them, but a lot of the stuff like I know that has been grown with bottled nutrients kind of has like a hard baseball look to it. About I don't know how to explain it.
Well, that's
see the same thing.
Right. No, that's racist, actually. I'm just playing with you, bro. I grow synthetic nutrients. I grow bottled nutrients. I always have. I got buddies that grow organic as well. I'll be straight. When it comes to the final product, if they're both done correctly, there is no difference. The difference.
That's what I hear a lot of people say.
Yeah. The difference is really with the process. How are you allowing gardening to work for you? If you are already composting, if you are in an area where you can source these kind of nutrients and source these kind of things, then great. Yeah, go organic. If you're already familiar with the inputs, if you're already familiar with, yes, that'd be brilliant. If you don't want to spend a bunch of money on bottled nutrients, a bunch of extra that you don't necessarily need, I would get it. At the same time, in the same caveat, it's like if you don't want to know anything about the inputs, if you don't compost, if you just want to buy it, feed it, forget about it, bottled nutrient. Well, there's barely an argument for that anymore either, because my good friend Rob would tell me, no, bro, my organic method is easier than what you're saying right there. So it's just, I don't believe at the end, at the finished product, and these are shots fired, Liger, you know what we're doing here, right? We're starting fires here, bro. I don't believe there's any difference. It just comes down to your process, and what you want to do to get the results.
I mean, I've heard that from the best growers, like in the community,
which I am now.
I've heard Ted from Alien Labs. He's a big sayer in that. Like he was having a really big argument. It was a couple months on Twitter ago. He was having a big argument with someone about how it doesn't matter at the end if you're doing organic or bottled. It's the process, really.
That's right. If you break it down, nitrogen is nitrogen is nitrogen is nitrogen. Calcium is calcium is calcium. Yeah. Phosphorus is phosphorus is phosphorus. It's how the plant is receiving it. How is it uptaking it? Are you feeding the plant? Are you feeding the soil? That's the difference. It's the method. It's the method in which gets it done. If this was a conversation about does soil versus hydroponic, is that better? Well, what's better to you? More harvest? Is it better tasting wheat? Is it ease of grow? Is it pest resistibility? These are the things where you have to ask yourself, because if that's the case, then, maybe hydroponic is the best way to grow. But do you want to build an ebb and flow system or a PVC system? My buddy Wink would say, yes, that's exactly where I would start. So this is where I say it's totally up to the user. It comes at the beginning. What do you want to do? I'm dumb, man. On like 3/4 of a brain cell deep of like losing steps when I walk, right? So I can never find my keys. So it's like I don't want to know anything more, but I'm ignorant. I'm old. I'm stuck in my ways. The new grower isn't. So that's why I'm always saying, you know what? This is what I do, but I know 2, 3, 4, 5 times as many people that do it the other way too. So yeah, I would be on. I just ask yourself, where are you? Are you a garden? Do you garden?
I don't know. I mean, like, I like it, but it's not something it's not something I have done in a while. Like, I've done it when I was a kid, but it's not like, I actively do it now. I put a lot of passion in growing the cannabis. I just like learning about it. Honestly, it's like, watching videos, reading, if it's studies or, reading from someone in the community like Ted who knows a bunch of information. Like, I just like knowing about the plant, like it's just something about growing your own plant and then consuming it. I don't know. It's just something that maybe this is how the farmers like feel, honestly. They grow their own corn and grow their own, grow their own plants. But yeah, I just feel it's just nice to grow your own stuff, to be honest.
Well, as I can tell you, as someone like I live in agriculture country, and I live with or near a bunch of farmers who do just that. They harvest their corn, they harvest their wheat, their canola, their alfalfa, their you name it, and it is the exact same feeling. That feeling of pride, that feeling of accomplishment, that feeling of providing for your people. Now, of course, maybe for us, you and I don't distribute anything that I owe. I go. So, to friends and family at Christmas time, yes, 100%.
Yeah.
That feeling is wonderful. I love giving people a little something that I worked really, really hard on. And yeah, it's the same feeling. It's the ability to grow something with your bare hands. Being a man. It's being a man. Yeah.
It is really nice. I can't lie. This definitely one of my favorite. I would say it's a hobby. It's one of my favorite hobbies. Next to gaming and next to making content for YouTube, it's up there. It's definitely one of my favorite hobbies of all time.
For you, are you doing TikTok and Instagram too?
I get terribly banned on TikTok. Like I don't know. I just get banned. I don't get banned like this anywhere else. It's on TikTok. I don't know if it's because I cuss or what, or it's probably just because of the content I make. The plant. It's just TikTok does not like my content at all. I do Instagram though.
You probably have more followers than I do on TikTok, so you probably experience it a little bit more than I do. I only have like 200 followers, 300 followers. And
that's about how much I have too, because all my videos, almost every one of them gets community strike, so they don't even get published.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've done videos on there and they get banned. They get banned too. And you probably I only get a few hundred, like 700-800 views I just started posting on TikTok again because I kept getting age restricted, or not age restricted, but just banned. They just delete the video. So I was like, I'm not playing this game. No. Instagram 100%. Yeah, you totally gotta.
Yeah, Instagram is really good. I'm trying to start I'm not sure if anybody or if you follow Jumper or like stuff like that, how they do just random news throughout the day. I try to do that, but I'm not always, available to, be on the scene, posting news all day. But
I get it.
I try to do stuff like that where I'm just posting random news or random stuff that's happening in the community on my Instagram and stuff like that. And then I try to post my shorts I make on my YouTube over there, but they don't do too good on the reels. To be honest with you.
That's because, in my humble opinion, and I know nothing, but I've been in this space for a little while, it's because your long form content does really well.
Yeah.
You're a long form, I wouldn't say long form, but your longer form content does really well. You're not a short form channel. I know that there's an issue, and maybe it's to be addressed, but if you focus on short form content, your longer form content suffers. It doesn't get pushed out to as many people because your main audience is a short form content, or is a short form audience. So they're just looking for short form content, not your longer form content.
The TikTok brain.
Yes. Yeah. The TikTok brain. I always say this because I'm not certain, but you're aware of like the schedulers for Instagram? You can get like a scheduler app where I don't know what it's called because I don't use it, but you can download an app that schedules your posts on Instagram.
I didn't know about this.
Check it. It's solid. I know I'm not going to out them, but I know other creators that do. And I honestly, I don't want to out them because I don't want anyone, nothing. It's my little secrets. But I think it's honestly a great idea to keep retention, it has nothing to do with your audience. It's not that you're trying to, I don't think you should be worried about your audience. I think you should be worried about feeding the algorithm. Yeah. And in return, the audience benefits. I suffer as a creator, and I maybe if I can pass this on to you, I suffer from, how do I say this in the way that I don't lose everyone? I always think too much about what my audience is going to think. My community, forget about the audience, sorry, my community, because they mean the most. I'm always worried about what my community is going to think about me and what I post and how often I post and when I post and all these things. But where the reality is like YouTube, social media is a machine, and you have to feed it. And if you don't feed it, you're irrelevant. You're not going to make it. And I don't think it's worth it spending so much time thinking, I'm posting 5 videos today. They're not going to like that. Or I posted a vlog again, or I posted a gaming video instead of this or that. The reality is like, you should just create, just do it. That's something
that's really good advice.
Yeah.
That's definitely good advice, because it's not necessarily what they're going to think about what I'm making. It's necessarily about how often, I make my content. I try to make it pretty often, but sometimes, I don't upload for 2 weeks, and then, I'll start thinking, are people going to watch my next video? Like, it's like in the back of my head a little bit.
And do they watch it?
They end up watching.
Oh, that's that guilt. That's that self-guilt. But bro, that's also that self-hustle that keeps you going as well, right? This is why when you post a video, it dominates. This is why you stay on top of the nudes. This is why when there's a story that you know what's going on, because you are guilt tripping yourself to hustle. And that's just a hustler's ambition. That's the mentality of it all. So I do believe it's healthy, but there's a fine line, right? Create for you, but and in return, I think the community builds, because I know for a fact I've got 107,000 subscribers on YouTube, and then forget about the other platforms. But it's like, of that 107,000, I have a core of about 8 to 10,000 people's in my community that I know no matter what. I could do some naked yoga. I could put out some lawn care videos. I could do anything, and they're gonna watch. They're gonna come.
Always gonna be there.
They're gonna and it's like, that is awesome. And I know that those are the guys that I should really be listening to, So that's why I listen to them. That's why it's like I have a core community. I don't want to go through the list of them right now, but in my head, but it's like those are the guys that if they're like, yo, Pigeons, this one was off. This one, I'm not necessarily always going to agree, but I'm going to listen to it a little bit more than some random one-off comment. That's like, bro, you're gay, your gap and your teeth suck, and Arnold Schwarzenegger for president 2029. And it's like, oh man, obviously those comments aren't necessarily the ones I need to be listening to, but there are some there, but there's a fine line. I'm rambling at this point. I'm rambling.
There definitely is a fine line of listen to your community and not being owned by your community. Like there's definitely content creators out there that will do everything for the community, but end up just being just a content machine, just lifeless of nothing. Like, yeah, it's not like Aiden Ross, but Aiden Ross will do anything for his community. Like he will do he'll do anything for his community, and it's not to bash him. It's just how it's just how his community is, you know?
Yeah, no, you're 100%. You're 100%. And man, I know people in our community that make videos. I'm not saying names because they have the right to privacy. I know that they turn into this robotic machine that just pushes out content because it pushes out content. They figured out the algorithm. They put out the same video every single time, and that same video bores them. And it takes them longer and then longer and then longer to upload. It's like I would much rather put out 3, 4, 5, 6 videos in a week, get 6 to 8, maybe even in some videos they only get 1,500 views, 2,000 views. I'd much rather do that and create whatever I want than get bored and lifeless creating the same thing over and over and over again. And I'm afraid of that.
100%, yeah.
You were talking, we'll shift a little bit. You were talking about gaming earlier. I saw you playing a little bit of Black Ops 6. What are you gaming?
Black Ops 6, the beta just ended today, so I have to wait until Friday to play a little bit more. But, Black Myth Wukong just came out recently. I've been playing a lot of that. It's like a new, I would say, AAA game that came out. It's a really big, it's like about Chinese mythology. It's a really good game.
What did you say it was?
Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah, bro. I seen it. I saw it. I saw the preview of it.
That game
slightly not medieval, but sword.
It's like Chinese mythology kind of. That's what it's based around.
That's the best.
It's like God of War mixed with a Souls game. It's really good.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah. That does look. It looks like it's going to be taken over for a little while.
But BO6 though, that's the game after this beta coming up, we're gonna have to wait all the way until October to play it, which is gonna be stupid. Terrible. To hop back on MW3 probably.
You enjoyed the BO2?
It's okay. I mean,
all right, BO6. No.
Yeah, BO6.
Yeah. 2. Where am I? Yeah. You enjoyed it?
No, it's okay. I mean, there's definitely some issues with it. I think, there's a lot of the TTK is really high, which, I think that's what they're kind of going for, but I think it's really high on some of the guns. I think some of the guns are just really bad. I fucking, sniping, the movement in sniping is really weird because someone will dive off of a cliff and you'll hit their foot instead of hitting their body, so you'll get a hit marker. And that happens so much to the point where sniping is a little bit unless you're centering is really good on the head, sniping is maybe not the best of this Call of Duty, honestly.
Oh, I just laugh hearing you say that, man, because I'm like, yeah, here this is, this multi-billion-dollar company, this game, and they still can't figure it out. They're running a beta, bro. They're running a beta. And the reality is why is this even a beta? How many games have you guys created?
This game has been in development for 4 years. They've had a playable version of Black Ops 6 for 4 years now. Before it was called BO6, it was called Gulf War, and people had playable versions of it 4 years ago. So they are just
Oh,
4 years of development.
It's so bad. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. What's embarrassing is that we continue to pay. We continue to pay. Did you? I have Xbox Game Pass.
I'm addicted, bro. They got me.
I-
Man, they got me.
Don't you?
They got
Apple?
me, bro.
Apple or Samsung?
It's weird. It's
You-
weird. Apple a lot of the time, but I've owned a couple Samsung phones.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
I've had-
what
I've had the-
are you repping right now?
Currently I have an iPhone 7 Plus, but I break phones a lot, and I've had I've had a couple iPhone 6, I've had a couple iPhone 7s, I've had a Note 7.
Whoa. You're on iPhones. Are we on? We're like 14, 15 right now.
I don't
It still work. I'm jealous, bro. It's still
now the iOS the iOS that it's doing still gets updates and everything.
what?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think the cutoff right now is iPhone
TV
6.
oh. Well, that's awesome,
Yeah,
man.
the
I honestly had no idea. I had no
you can
idea.
buy it for you can buy an iPhone 7 Pro under $200 right now. They're kind of goated.
Yeah, no
have-
kidding.
They can yeah.
No, they're still working. What is it, like $60?
I don't know. They can shoot really good videos. It's 1080p 60 FPS video. I have a 32 gigabyte hard drive, 32 gigabytes in here. It works fine. Like, I'm not a big phone spender, to be honest with you. I mean, a lot of my money is in my setup, is in my PC, is in my consoles, in my monitors, in my other possessions. And I like the phone. I break it too often to justify spending $500 on a phone or getting a down payment on a phone and being on a payment plan.
God.
So I just
So much quality advice coming out of this man's mouth.
$200 phone, and that'll get the job done.
I just dropped my grinder on the floor. No, it landed face up. All the weed stayed in the
Damn.
grinder. Yeah,
Oh, that's a good,
bro. That was somewhat on video too. That was really cool, man. That was really cool. Yeah, it would land right side up. There's a little puddle here, so
lucky.
maybe one bowl worth, but that's right. This is for my homies. This one on the ground. This one on the ground, man. Oh, man.
The homies, honestly.
Yeah. I had you up on the TV here, but then now all of a sudden my TV did an update, and now it's on that monitor there. Now it's sitting here updating again. So we're gonna try to bring it back up, but you and I need to squat up, bro. You gotta have me on
Oh, definitely.
Madnet or on
Activision, whatever it is. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, that could be fine. The beta, the play. I got MW3. I got all the cards. Honestly, I'm addicted. I give them money. It's sad. Honestly, sad.
I'm the same way. Yeah, bro. That's why I said Apple or Samsung when you said that, because I am I'm Apple, so
I'm like that with PlayStation, Xbox. PlayStation. I'm like that with
Hardcore
PlayStation. Hardcore PlayStation all the way. I own I own the 360 and the original Xbox, but I'm a PlayStation.
I got
PlayStation.
I got the old.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. Yeah,
It works.
Yeah, mine still works. I'm pretty sure. I haven't tried it in a long time, but yeah, no.
Man,
I own a couple Xbox but PlayStation all the way.
did you ever play Def Jam?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, no.
Oh, bro, Def Jam was the man. That was the only game I had where I could actually compete against my buddies, and I could actually lay down. Now, if my buddies were here right now, they'd be like, "Nah, Pigeons, you suck, bro. You suck." But no, I couldn't compete. And I was pretty happy about that.
No, Def Jam, New York and Vendetta are really good games. Vendetta a little bit less than New York, but Vendetta is still really good.
It's a great one. Oh, it's a great one. Yeah, I loved it. We must have There it is. Oh no, we must have put that on and then pause it maybe. I think it's farther down. Hey, we're almost there. Nope, that's not gonna work. I thought
Trying to get the space up there.
Yeah. Trying to get it back. We for some reason we run the Apple. We run an Apple TV as like the way to translate it back and forth. But I didn't think it was this far. What I do think it is still. No, it still is. What do you have? Do you have anything for any upcoming content? Anything like big projects you're working on?
Yeah, the big one I'm currently working on is the complete VTuber iceberg. What's the reason why I mentioned it earlier is yeah, I feel like the last time I made it was like about a year ago, and there's a bunch of new stuff that's come out, and honestly, there was stuff on that I didn't put that I wish I did. So I'm doing like it's gonna be called the complete VTuber iceberg, and it's gonna be a 20-30 minute video of like just talking about a lot of stuff that's happened in the community.
Bro, you know what? Okay, so the weed tube. Sorry, I missed that. Weed tube or weed tuber?
VTuber.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like a good deep dive, man, bro. I think that's genius. I love that. I love that. I can't wait to be the number one on the top of that list. Great. It's gonna be great. When you're drawing like inspiration from stories and stuff, who are people that you look up to?
Obviously, I watch a lot of your content. Obviously,
Thank you.
I watch Cubans a lot. These are not necessarily people that give me like give me story ideas, but like are inspirations for me to like make content. Like when I watch their content, I'm like, I want to make some content right now. As you Cubans. I watched the Dope as Usual podcast. Just seeing him have like crazy people on there, like just the craziest people you would never think of.
Crazy.
Rick Flair,
man. Most recent guest. Yeah.
That's crazy. Like
Thomas
this stuff that
is killing it, man. I'm a huge fan, man. He does get a lot of heat from all directions, bro. But I gotta be honest, man. It's like I didn't mean to interrupt you. It's just it's just Thomas is doing things on a level where it's like it just goes to show that there's something there for people in this space. Yeah, and he does a great job representing our community. Does a great job representing the plant, the lifestyle, and he does a great job of creating content. I love watching what he's got going on. He's got a very busy lifestyle, and you and I both covered the story in regards to his meeting with YouTube, which I think is monumental for guys like.
Yeah, I know exactly. Him, like that is crazy. Him going to the YouTube studio, like the YouTube headquarters, and sitting down with like people at YouTube. Has that ever been done with a YouTuber? Like, I don't think so.
Oh, you know what? It's funny you say that. I actually said that it was the first time, but there might. I do think that Jolioli might have met Custom Grow. Yeah. I think he might have met, but I'm not 100% certain. But this isn't to take away. I did say that it was the first time a content creator met, but then I kind of second guessed myself after I had said that. So there could have been one other time, but I'm going to weigh on the side that I don't think it did.
I mean, yeah, I know Strange Central, Josh. He had really strong connections with YouTube at one point. Like he had back when YouTube reps were still a thing. Like he had a really good YouTube rep that was like they constantly talked to him, and like he had like basically like an inside man to the team basically. But after the purge in 2018, that kind of stopped, to be honest with you. Like he kind of didn't have that pull no more with that rep.
No, that sucked, man. That sucked. That purge, I was a part of that too. I wasn't nearly as big though, man. I think I had 15,000. I was at when that hit. And you know what?
The purge was crazy.
I think the biggest mistake I made was continuing the same channel and not starting a new one. And
Yeah, because now they're always gonna be on your ass. They know about you. Now.
that's how I really, really feel that way. Yeah, I really, really do, because it's like I feel like I get treated on a different level than my colleagues, and it's really, really weird. I know you follow me on Twitter, so you see my bitching about
No, exactly.
no play button. I don't get a play button, but
Man,
that's
fucked up.
of my colleagues have one. Mr. Growit has one. CLTV's got one. You know, it's got Josh has got one. You've got every single one of my colleagues has one. So it kind of irritates me a little. You know, I will be curious. I don't know. GT did hit 100,000. Welcome to the Grow 10. He did hit 100,000, and I'm not certain if he has his yet. So, you know, shout out to him as well. But it does. I don't know who hit it first. I think I hit it first, but boy, that man's blowing up. But so yeah, it is unfortunate to get scrutinized at this level. But if you can figure out how to kind of navigate the process, that's key. And that's why I think, as we mentioned at the beginning, doing the Xcode A, I give them a lot of credit, but doing the Xcode A way of
style content.
Yes, I think that's huge. I think that's
definitely. The gaming content, a lot of times, like I'm not sure if this is like 100%. I don't want people to like take this as like the method, but like a couple of times when I know a video is going to be a little crazy and might get age restricted, I'll put the like, you know how you can play it on entertainment, you can play it on comedy, you can play it on different video games. I will put it on the video game I'm playing, and like there's some people aren't going to know this, but when you're monetized, you can actually select video game violence, and that completely erases any violence or any kind of cussing that happens within the video game, unless it's something crazy like Mortal Kombat. But if it's GTA, you press that button, and they allow you to still get monetized. So like I felt a couple of times like labeling my stuff as gaming has helped me get away with not being age restricted.
Smart. Whatever it takes, man. Whatever it takes, you got to do it, and you got to keep doing it. And then you know, when that stops working, find the next way to do it, because you know what, a lot of the newer cats. Sorry, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. A lot of the smaller channels that will pass me in no time, they get away with showing more content. I feel like only because they're just one of 100,000, 200,000 people that are now 300, like 1 million, that are trying to do the same thing now. And I feel like once they do hit that threshold, or they get that light on
YouTube,
it'll yank it down. And I don't want that for anyone. I don't care that for my biggest foe. It's like I in this space, we all need to succeed.
Exactly.
That's how it has to be. Because if it doesn't, whether you and I agree, it has to be that way. Because if that's not the case, then it's a scary place to be.
Yeah, no, you're gonna have people that are gonna get favorites. Like, I really hope that no one ever in the community turns out like a Vice, where they have the secret method, the secret sauce, and they're not telling no one. Like, Vice doesn't have the secret sauce; they're just in it with YouTube, basically. But like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, if someone's in it with YouTube and they're making it seem like they have the secret sauce or something like that, I would know, like that's something that can definitely happen when you're not doing it for the community.
Well said, man. Well said. I totally agree. Liger, wicked conversation tonight, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. This was really fun,
bro. I feel like you and I could just chat forever.